hunt is over, because the moment you chase, you've already confessed that you are second place. Most people spend their lives in a state of desperate, pathetic pursuit. They chase validation, they chase the one, they chase friends who don't care, and they chase status from people they don't even like. They are vibrating with the stench of neediness, wondering why the very things they want keep running in the opposite direction. They don't realize that chasing is a psychological confession. It is a scream to the universe that you are not enough. Stop being a beggar in your own kingdom. The world is screaming, but you are too. While the masses are drowning in the shallow end of their own neuroticism, a hidden elite moves through the wreckage of reality with a terrifying, silent grace. They aren't lucky. They simply hack the most fundamental law of human existence, the law of reaction. Most people are nothing more than biological puppets. A coworker makes a snide remark and they dance. A stranger gives them a dirty look, and their heart rate spikes. They are walking open wounds, begging the world not to touch them, yet wondering why everything hurts. They are prisoners of the mirror. Carl Jung once whispered truth, so sharp it draws blood. The world is not doing anything to you. It is only showing you who you are. If a rejection crushes you, it's not because the person was special. It's because you built your house on the shifting sands of someone else's opinion. Every time you feel the hollow ache of insecurity, you aren't seeing an enemy. You are seeing a map of your own unhealed shadow. Stop trying to fix the mirror. Start fixing the face looking into it. The average person spends 80 years trying to control the wind. They want people to be kind and the universe to be fair. It is the ultimate hallucination of control. You cannot dictate the storm, but you can become the mountain. When you chase, you are handing out leashes to every stranger you meet. You are literally inviting the world to choke you. But the moment you drop the need for life to be fair, you become something dangerous. You become free. This isn't just philosophy. It's a brutal rewiring of your nervous system. Neuroscience reveals that emotional reactivity is a junk habit. Your brain creates neural superhighways for victimhood and fear. Every time you take the bait, every time you engage in that mental argument with someone who isn't even in the room, you are training yourself to be a slave. But you can snap the circuit. You can build a buffer zone between the stimulus and the response. You can train your brain to witness a disaster and feel nothing, not a cold, dead nothing, but a vast, oceanic silence. Imagine you're the sky. A hurricane may tear through the atmosphere, but the sky itself is never bruised. The sky doesn't take the weather personally. It just holds the space for the chaos to happen, knowing that the sun is a permanent fixture behind the temporary noise. Most people are the weather. You must become the sky. Why do you give so much power to ghosts? Why do you let people who don't even know your soul dictate the quality of your afternoon? If you are truly at peace with yourself, someone leaving your life should be as interesting as the sound of a distant lawnmower. It's just noise. It's just data. It has no access to your core unless you open the door and invite it in. The people who are truly untouchable are the ones who have mastered the observe, don't absorb protocol. They watch the betrayal, they see the setback, they see the insult, and they simply note it. Interesting, they think, the world is being loud today. Then they go back to their work. When you stop being a target, people stop shooting. It's a psychological law. Bully personalities and manipulators feed on the energy of your reaction. If they can't make you flinch, they lose interest. Your silence is a vacuum that sucks the power right out of their hands. The supreme paradox of life is this. The moment you stop needing the world to change, the world starts bending to you. When you stop chasing success out of a desperate need to be someone, success starts hunting you down. When you stop fearing what people think, your charisma becomes magnetic because you are no longer vibrating with the stench of neediness. When you stop resisting the flow of life and start moving with it, you find that the universe stops being a battlefield and starts being a playground. The game of your entire life is won or lost in that tiny, microscopic gap between the trigger and the reaction. In that split second, you're either a puppet or a god. You can choose to let your heart rate be dictated by a red light, or you can choose to be the observer. Master your perception, and you realize the world never had any power over you to begin with. It was an illusion you participated in. But let's go deeper. Why does the average person fail this test? Because they are addicted to their own suffering. Evolution has wired your brain to prioritize threats over peace. Your amygdala is a frantic security guard screaming at shadows, and most people have given that guard the keys to the kingdom. They're looking for reasons to be outraged, looking for reasons to feel victimized, because being a victim is the ultimate excuse for mediocrity. The untouchable mind rejects the comfort of the victim. You must be willing to let your old self die. You must incinerate the version of you that needs to be right. An untouchable mind doesn't care about being right. It cares about being effective. If someone calls the sky green, the puppet argues for hours. The master simply looks at the sky, sees it as blue, and moves on. The master's peace is inherent. Think about the sheer audacity of believing that the universe owes you a smooth ride. Every setback is actually a gift of resistance, the heavy weights in the gym of the soul. You need the frost to harden your bark. You need the fire to temper your steel. The elite realize that problems are just the cost of admission for a high-level life. They don't look for the exit when things get chaotic. They look for the center of the hurricane. This level of mastery requires a radical divorce from your own ego. The ego is the part of you that feels disrespected. But who is there to be disrespected? If you are a vast, empty space, where's the insult land? It's like trying to punch a hole in the wind. The fist goes right through, and the wind doesn't even notice. When you stop identifying as a small, fragile body and start identifying as the awareness that witnesses it all, you become invulnerable. The world is a hall of mirrors, and most people are terrified of the reflections. They see a traitor and feel betrayed, not realizing the traitor is just a personification of their own hidden capacity for deceit. But when you master the shadow, the mirrors lose their power. Your interpretation is your only reality. You are the author, the editor, and the publisher of your own narrative. Stop asking for the world to stop screaming. It won't. The noise is constant. The insults are inevitable. The failures are guaranteed. But the scream only hurts if you try to scream back. If you become the tomb, the place where the noise goes to die, you unlock a level of power that looks like magic. You become the person who can walk through a war zone with a heartbeat that never skips a beat. Master your perception, and you will find that the world never had any power over you at all. It was always you. It was always your energy. It was always your choice. So let the world scream. Let the plans fail. Let the opinions of the small-minded wash over you like rain on a windshield. Don't flinch. Don't explain. Don't defend. Just watch it all with a quiet, lethal smile, knowing that while the storm is temporary, the mountain is eternal. You are no longer a mirror reflecting the chaos. You are the stillness that the chaos is terrified of.